All right, welcome to Rich Musician Success Story. Today I got my guy Styles coming from New Jersey on the East Coast. Now my guy joined the program. He was able to do 200K in funding. Styles, how you been, fam? It's been a minute since we chatted.
What's good, man? I'm good. Still out here grinding, doing what I do. You know what I mean?
That's, that's what's up. That's what's up. It's been a minute, man. So listen, so you was able to do close to a quarter million in funding. I got some questions for you, like, what were like some specific struggles like when you first like joined the program? Do you feel like what were you struggling with before you joined the program and started locking in with us?
Uh, Originally just credit issues, getting the credit straight. And then from there it was just marketing and promotion and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Got you. What did your credit look like before you joined?
Uh, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. I think it was like maybe a 650, 80 somewhere around there.
Nice. And I know it's been a minute since you kind of been active. Quick question: what is your credit like still to this day? Like, what is your
Oh,
credit score
oh
like now?
right now my credit's like 750, 760.
Nice. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So on the music side, what have you been working on like lately? Like what you got going on right now musically? Any singles you releasing? Any singles out? Any visuals you working on? Any projects? What you got going on specifically right now as an artist?
Man, to be honest with you, I got about maybe two albums done. I just haven't set any release dates on anything yet. Probably start dropping a couple singles soon. Um, More or less, I just been focusing on um sync licensing. There's more
Sync.
money in
Okay.
just getting my stuff in commercials or movies and stuff of that nature. Streaming ain't really trying to get nobody no money. Not no real money.
Nah,
You end
that's a
up putting
that's
out
a fact.
more. Yeah, you end up putting out more than you get back, but it does give you what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure. You know what I mean? But
Got you. Yeah,
exposure could
right
lead to other things. Yeah.
now for sure. Right now, I would say what's working for
Mm.
the most part for artists is kind of like going direct to consumer because you're able to generate and bring in more money. Like for example, I'm not sure if have you started building out like a landing page or anything to start sending your traffic to?
Mm. Well, I had one. I ended up taking it down. I need to rebuild it back up and revamp the whole thing. But yeah, I
Okay.
need to work on that too.
Yeah, that'd be definitely something good to look into to revamp that back up.
Mm.
Even some merch and things like that. Because if you look at it, like you just said, Spotify ain't really paying for the most part,
Mm.
and until you start hitting them stages, like, you definitely want to like start building like super fans, start going direct to your fans, the consumers, you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
if you think about stream Spotify, right, like it probably take just think about how long it takes to generate a million streams on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? And then a million streams was that like 3,500. But when you think about it, if you're able to get 1,000 fans to opt in at your landing page, and then get 100 of them to be able to convert at a $40 product, I mean, when you think about it, I mean,
Mm.
that's 4K. That's 4 grand that you just made just going direct to your fans. When you think about it, what I'm saying, and for sure you can definitely do that before generating that million streams, or even just thinking about the amount of money that it takes on the investment side to even get to a million streams. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. What kind of really messed me up because I was promoting the last joint I put out. I think it was like last year. Called Roll with Me. It's still on YouTube, but man, I was promoting. Things was looking good. The numbers was rolling. Then I reached out to a couple different promoters that do different things or whatever, and, playlists and all this kind of stuff. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know which one it was because I was going through so many people. But somebody, one of these people I paid to do some promotion, ended up having bots on their playlist and was running the numbers, and shoot, Spotify flagged me and took all my shit down. Not just the song I was promoting, but everything. So that kind of set me back, and that's what sent me off into the sync license and stuff. I was like, man, I got to build all that back up. They want me to resubmit the songs again that they took down and all that. So I was like, fuck it. So I started looking into the sync license thing. So I've been working on that for a while.
No, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's the crazy part, man. And it sucks that, like that happens. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that that happens. And then you got so many playlists out here that do serve botted streams and things like that, and it put you guys at risk. You know what I mean? So that's we have some things that we can kind of help with, with that. So we can help you with that. Quick question.
Mm.
Like how did it, like when you first got your funding, like how did it feel? Like was there any like transitional like mindset, like what became different when you was able to secure funding?
Um, shit, what became different? Shit, just seeing them numbers in the bank. Like I got access to all this money. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, well, then it's like, okay, all right, it's for real now. What do I do with this money? You know what I mean? All right,
Hmm.
I could run off and do some, some bullshit and blow it all, or I could sit down and really try to put my game plan together. So,
Hmm.
I went out for some new things for a little home studio. Tightened that up a little bit. Then I sat down, came up with my game plan, and that's when I said I started promoting and everything. And I was reaching out to different playlists, and like I said, I had a roller. Then I got flagged, and that kind of took some of my steam out. Then I had to,
Discouraged you a little bit.
yeah. Then I had to shift my focus or whatever. But I still got a nice amount of money left. I ain't, fuck it off. It's still just
Nah, that's good.
working off my plan. But I do need to tap in with you again and see what's new over there. Like I said, I ain't tapped in a while. I've been focused on that and just other life stuff. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Have you what about assets? Have you began to like start investing in the other assets? We pretty big on that because, as artists and being independent and having a being in a position to where you have a good amount of funding to where you can invest into your music the way you want to. And then on the business side, being able to generate income in other areas that you may have like I say, monetizing your interest. You know what I mean? Being able to put money into places to where, it could be you might be interested in barbering. You might open up a barber shop, or you might want to start a car rental business and things like that. Have you started doing anything as far as like investing in any assets or anything as of yet? Or if you haven't, like, are there any ideas, any plans to?
Well, yeah, I got took a little money, watched a few courses online about the stock stuff, so I dropped a couple dollars in there and generated a little bit of money. Of
Okay.
course, with the new what's going on right now, the new environment is so volatile. It's hard to
Hmm.
figure out what's what. Also put a little money into real estate. They got little real estate things where you could invest in and get dividends out. You know what I mean? Periodically. So I did a little bit of that, and I got a new business that I'm gonna probably tap in with you once it's up and running. I got some people working on the website right now. It's called Liquid, and basically, um, it's for investors and people of that nature. You know what I mean? Once you
Okay.
like, say if you
Liquid.
say you're
Okay.
trying to buy, yeah, say
Don't
you're trying to buy
hey,
a house.
don't give them too much just yet. You know what I'm saying? We don't want nobody to run off with the play. You know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, yeah. But basically, I help you liquidate your credit. You know what I mean?
That's what's
Turn
up.
your credit in, turn your credit into cash. Basically,
That's what's
that's
up.
that's
Fire.
the plug.
Fire, fire. That's dope right there because,
Mm,
especially with so many people in business and, what I mean? Of course, we talk about music and we talk about the music business, but a lot of times we have to make sure that we understand it's still a business, you know what I'm saying? But you got so
mm,
many people in different type of businesses and, having business credit cards and things like that. Liquidation plays a huge part. You know what I mean? Being able to get a credit card that got 40,000 on it. And let's say you got to, on the music side, you got to go pay for a feature, you know what I'm saying? And
mm,
that feature costs you 25K. You need to liquidate 25K off that credit card. You know what I'm saying? Now you the plug, they can come straight to you. I think that's dope.
mm,
You know what I mean?
mm,
That's dope. That's dope for sure. For sure. I know we talked about the music a little bit, but
mm.
in the streaming and things like that. But what are you working on right now that's giving you like some excitement that you're like looking forward to releasing to the people?
Um, I got a single called "Real Ones." Um, that's getting a lot of good feedback. I haven't actually released it yet. Just letting people I know, in the industry here, and people close by. But that's getting a lot of good feedback. So trying to put together a rollout program for that. You know what I mean? Get a real game plan together for that. Roll that out. Um, like I said, I got like maybe 2 albums worth of projects done, but I haven't really been focusing on that as of yet. But I think the first thing I'll probably drop is that real one. Probably towards the end of the summer, maybe August, September. I probably drop that. Mm.
Nice. Yeah, we definitely got to put together a marketing plans, you know what I mean, so we can get that turned all the way up, you know what I mean? For sure, for
Yeah,
sure,
I
for
gotta
sure.
tap back in with you for that. Yeah, I definitely gotta tap back in with you for that.
So another question, like when you joined, like were you a bit skeptical? And if you was, like what kind of helped you like overcome like that skepticism?
Yeah,
Because matter
I
of
ain't
fact,
gonna lie.
I think
I was skeptical. Yeah,
yeah, now that I think
yeah,
about it, I remember you being a little
yeah,
skeptical at the beginning. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like what did that feel like when you first was thinking about joining? Like, what did that skepticism look like? And then what did it look like after you got into the program?
Well, I was skeptical. I'm not even gonna lie about that. 'Cause you run across a lot of people saying, "Hey, I could do this, I could do that." Send me this, send me that. We give you this free course, and then, boom, give me $1,000, and I'll tell you the rest of the secrets and all that kind of stuff. So I run into that kind of stuff all the time. Just being business minded, I lock into different things and watch it. But after watching you for like a good, I'm gonna say 2 months, I kept logging onto your little free thing and everything. I was like, all right, he know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He ain't lying. He know what he's talking about. I said, well, fuck it, let me take this chance. You know what I mean? Drop a couple dollars down, and you know what I mean, see what it is. And you know what I mean? It turned out to be official. So you know what I mean? I greatly appreciate your help on that.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. What would you say to like anybody who, was in that same position that you were in and they currently feel skeptical at the current moment? Like, what would you say to them now that you're in? Like, what would you say to them?
Um, I would say to them, not only with you, but with anything, anybody or anything you're looking to think about investing in. Um, do your research. You know what I mean? Take some time, actually watch what's going on. Um, what made me really lock in with you because you was consistent. You know what I mean? A lot of people that's running scams, they're not gonna be consistent. If it's a scam, they hit you real hard, hit the internet real hard, maybe 2, 3 weeks or whatever. But you was
Mhm.
running consistent for months. I'm like, all right, he can't be scamming because he's running for months. And then I checked the comments under everything. He wasn't getting threatened by nobody. You know what I mean? Nobody nobody wanted to fire off on you or nothing. So I'm like, all right, he must be legit. I will be putting my official web page back up, and that'll probably be the easiest way to get me. That'll be back up soon. But until then, Instagram will probably be the best way to get to me.
Cool. What's the Instagram? Now, I'm gonna
Uh,
drop it down I'm gonna drop it down below so everybody can access it as well too. But what's your Instagram?
Sick Styles, SickStylz music on at Instagram.
Got you. Cool, 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 man. Well, we definitely appreciate you, man. Let's lock in, man. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. And much success to you, my brother.
Oh, definitely, definitely appreciate you.